What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It's your boy Terabyt Reacts in the house, man. We are going to jump into two more episodes of Nirvana in Fire. It's the final two I'm doing today, so um I'm enjoying the show so far, man. I know, sometimes shows can have a bit of a slow start, but not for this. They just kind of jumped into things, and I think, you know I don't think this whole thing has been wrapped up, but what I'm saying, keeping the eye on the show, you know what I mean? So for the most part, I am enjoying the show. As I've stated before, I know, you guys have said it multiple times, you know what I'm saying? I know there's a couple of people that was like in the comment section throughout the entire time I was doing Nirvana in Fire. They said they never seen Nirvana in Fire 2, so this is going to be their first time watching the show as well with me. So keep it into perspective. I know a lot of people that probably has watched my Nirvana in Fire reactions have never seen Nirvana in Fire 2. So we're gonna jump in and we're gonna enjoy. Of course, I'm going to compare it to Nirvana in Fire. Of course, I'm going to compare it to that. But at the end of the day, this exists in a whole. It's 50 years after. 50 years after the original timelines. So gotta keep that into perspective as well. We're not gonna compare characters to characters because this is a whole different story. This is not focused on a character like Mei Chang-su, or you know what I'm saying, or the emperor of Nirvana and Fire. Like, it's not focused around them, Prince Jing. It's not focused around characters like that. So are these characters as compelling as those? I don't see that yet, but at the same time, they still grab my attention, especially the older brother of Ping Jing. Like, the older brother of Ping Jing is the most interesting character so far. I like his character, love his character. He kind of jumps off the screen at you, just like how when Prince Jing, the first time we met Prince Jing in Nirvana in Fire, how he grabbed my attention immediately, like a character that I should like, even though I did not know at the time that he was going to become one of the central characters of the show. Like, I didn't know that. But some actors just have that about them. Like, as soon as they come in, if they come in later on in the series, like, you're immediately kind of drawn to them because they make that kind of impact in their first scene in the show. And that's one of the things about Prince Jing that I really messed with from the beginning, the first time we saw him and this older brother here. I don't remember his name yet, but definitely looking forward to that. Love his wife as well. She might be my boo for this time around, you know what I'm saying? I'm leaving the Princess Ni Wang behind, you know what I'm saying? Miss her though, but hey, we gotta move on, you know what I'm saying? Play your life. Anyways, let's jump into this reaction. I will see you guys at the end for the review.
宋府已是必死之身，他的供词并不能全然采信。为防他随意攀摇，这份名单还需详查。你是内阁首辅，此事就由你主理。
微臣领旨。
你派个口齿伶俐的去长林王府，将初审的情况向老王爷大致禀报一声。
可是，老王爷一直说，
平津回金陵后，王兄将一应的人证物证立即移交，之后再无查问，那是他相信朕自会公正处置。不愿干涉有司审讯，不代表他对案情就毫不关心。此间的差别，你不懂吗？
都是微臣愚钝，请陛下恕罪。
还有，那个师爷，也要立刻提审。
是。
如果两人说的都是实话呢？
大哥的意思是，
虽然季琛相信自己是在跟宋福结盟，但是归根结底，礼物、书文、许诺，皆是通过师爷传递。宋福跟季琛远隔千里，想来也没有当面谈过。
如果说宋福的师爷没有受宋福指派，自行去了齐州与季琛联络，这可能吗？
别的师爷就有可能，可这个师爷，
没错，那可不是普通的幕僚，段同州堂堂榜上高手，也许给他号令的人并不仅是宋福，而另有其人。
虽然长林府不能插手审讯，不过这个思路可以让廷尉府的吴大人知道一下。
兄长想是朝政繁忙，许久未曾进宫了。
微臣确实疏于向娘娘和太子请安了，请娘娘恕罪。
听说长林府的二公子回京之后，朝堂上不太安静。兄长你可有什么要跟本宫说的？
请娘娘放心，微臣与这件事情绝无半点干系。
真的？
为了娘娘和太子，微臣不会这样不谨慎的。
I want to know what
您的
part
前脚刚
she's
说
playing in
后
this.
脚就来提审这个师爷，实在辛苦了。此乃朝廷大案，说什么辛苦？当然得赶着快些提审。
人呢？
The hell? The assistant. What?
人犯呢？大人，小的实在不知。
Bruh. I want to know what the Empress is up to, man. She is kind of sketchy
惊
right
吓到
now.
世子妃的。
不碍事，上师不必在意。
多谢世子妃宽宥。玄大统领，
回阳上师，世子妃。
师兄，
这是出什么事儿了？
天牢走失重犯，据报在此地发现了踪迹，故而封街搜查，还劳烦世子妃绕道而行。
天牢走失人犯，与禁军何干？怎么是你在追捕啊？
陛下闻讯后十分震怒，人犯武功又高，等闲之人擒拿不住，特派我前来相助。
是段同舟。
徒儿，快让开！
是。
Nah, bro. This seems way too coincidental. Seems like it was he planned to be there, bro, so he can hear that information. The assistant. This nigga really pulled up on this nigga, bro. What?
你的胆子还真大，你不怕我叫人把你给羁押了？
拿了在下，于大人有何好处呢？宋大人被严审了那么多次，
And he
半个
didn't
字
give
都
him
没有
up.
提过大人，您就一点都不领情吗？
我从来没有介入这些事，没有什么领情不领情的。
大人之前说过，最能明白他为什么要做这些事情的，只有首辅大人您。他还提前吩咐过我，若是事有不测，让我转听大人您的号令。
我对你没有号令。现在禁军追捕的正紧，这不是你来的地方。赶快走吧。
在下也不愿意连累大人。 今日不过是来报个备而已。待风声过去，再为大人效力。
Nigga, how about you just go about your life? Do you have to serve anybody? I think he left evidence there.
叔父，
飞展，这么匆匆忙忙的，有什么急事吗？
天狼走脱了重犯，禁军和巡防营正在紧密巡查。侄儿特来告知叔父，可要注意府上安全。
哦，好，我这就让他们去做安排，你去忙吧。
侄儿告退。
Oh shit. He saw it.
咱们抓那个段同舟多不容易啊，连大嫂都亲自出了手，结果呢，就这么悄无声息让他给逃了。亏我跟吴都尉说话的时候，还特意提醒过他，狼牙高手非同等闲，让他务必多加小心。他是没听进去还是故意的？
张嘴！成何体统啊！这种话也轻易能说得出口？
择人容易择己难。段同舟的武功路数究竟是什么样？大家也都只是听过几句传言而已，连你跟他交过手，都未必能全盘把握。更何况人家吴大人，还只是一介朝臣而已。随口抱怨可轻可重，可你刚才的话，如果认真计较起来，这故意二字，便可算是指控了。你到底有什么站得住脚的推论，可以这般出口伤人
？It's just trying to tell him to be careful with your words. Don't just say things just because you
是我无端揣测，说错话了。
Very good advice.
知道就好，快起来吧。
At least he knows when to, you know, be sorry about stuff. Even though he's not. Sometimes it really doesn't seem like he's sincerely apologizing because of who he is. Because in the next second he might say something disrespectful again.
陛下已经指派巡飞展负责追捕，京城里再也没有人比他更加合适了。只要段同舟露出一点踪迹，飞展必定不会放过他。
好在段同舟并非主谋，他虽说逃逸，但宋福还在，对整个案子倒也没有太大影响。
一时半刻难有结果，除了4城遍布画影图形以外，臣还命禁军和巡防营协作，长期巡查，只要人犯仍在京城周边，相信终有一日会落网。
This dude here, I'm trying to remember who he played in Joy of Life. I know he was in Joy of Life. I just can't remember who he was playing again.
也就是说，尽管缘由不同，深浅不一，但这些人总归是全都卷入了。
臣以为，既然卷入的缘由不同，故不能一例处置。
朕的朝堂居然有这么多臣子，贪图富贵，中饱犬鱼，竟然连家国安危也顾不得了。
陛下，不过寥寥数人，图谋也未能得逞，陛下切莫伤心。
Still gotta find him though.
学卿，你与廷尉府合议，立刻处置章程，先送到长林王府，听听王兄和平章的意思。
臣遵旨。
陛下。
世子的伤情已无大碍，但调补血气、恢复体力还是需要时日的，难免会觉得有些慢。 此时不应急躁，该多些耐心才是。世子服用的汤药，也该换个方子了。
林姑娘医术精到，人又沉稳。若不是老堂主提起，这份气度，哪像是跟我们平津同年的人呢？
平章，平章，你怎么进宫来了？怎么样，身体好点了吗？
虽不能有大的动作，但进宫请个安总是可以的。
平津回来这么久，一直不敢进宫，是怕陛下说你老不着家吧？
徐大哥，陛下还没说我什么呢，你倒先说上了。
论理，我应该把你送到殿前的，但刚接到巡防营的线报，与在逃的段同舟有关，就不陪你们了。
你先忙。
徐大哥，我跟段同舟交过手，肯定能帮上忙。等出了宫，我去找你啊。
好。
晶晶，你这一年到头在外逍遥，这次要不是你大哥遇到危险，只怕你还不肯回来，是吧？
陛下，甘州的事情，您肯定都知道了，但大同府发生了什么，想必您只知道个大概吧？
皇后娘娘，太子在做什么？怎么听说今天没去御书院听课？
回娘娘的话，昨日太傅说太子初解诗经解得很好，可以休息1天不去受教。可殿下记着陛下的吩咐，哪里肯歇着，自己在屋里练字呢。
Hell nah, he ain't in no damn calligraphy room. That little nigga is about to bust into the palace to see Beijing. Beijing, what? However they pronounce his name.
我这个王兄自年轻时就思虑缜密，他能推演出继琛的嫌疑，朕不奇怪。但顺水推舟，以此来历练你，倒不像是他的行事之风啊。
It's his older brother.
性情浮躁，你的确该好好历练历练。
我就知道，反正不管我抱怨我老爹什么，陛下您肯定都不会向着我。
你知道就好。
陛下，太子满10岁正式迁入东宫，平津还没有前去恭贺过呢。
哦，对对对，平家，你是该过去看看太子了。你这1年也回不来1次啊！再不多去露个脸，只怕太子以后都不认得你这个堂兄了。
太子一向最喜欢我了，陛下您这话我可真不信。
去给东宫传个话。
是。
Then just move the little boy, 10 years old, into his own palace. Bruh, Crown Prince always on the east side, you know what I'm saying?
朕听说，你曾上琅琊阁，问过一个问题。
陛下，
朕只是与你闲谈，无需惶恐。
有一双世外的眼睛，朕希望可以借来看看，免受身在局中之误。
那你看清了吗？
看清了。
平章，朕今日跟你说实话，当初你父王决定册立你为世子时，朕的确极力反对过。
陛下更希望立平津。
是。
Why？
臣和陛下想的一样，也希望父王能够立平津。
那你就错了。
So basically, you were wrong too, Emperor?
不管朕最初的想法如何，这些年，朕看着你一点点长大。其实朕很快就明白，你的父王是对的。你是最让长辈放心的孩子，这个长林世子之位，没有人比你更合适。
平津只是还需历练，将来假以时日。
平津天生性情飞扬。
Yeah, he's a lot too carefree.
否则你再历练他，骨子里也是改不了的。朕承认自己更偏爱平津，但正是因为偏爱他，才宁愿他一生能受父兄的庇佑，随性而为。难道你不希望这样吗？
可是平津资质如此之好。 臣总觉得，若是不加重担，就这样随他散漫，有些对不住父王和母亲。
那不是还有你吗，平章？你是你父王最心爱的孩子，将来朕的太子，也是要交托给你才会放心的。哎，好了，我们两把老国都还在呢，不急着想这些。 平章啊，朕得去歇息了，你也去东宫看看太子吧。给长林世子传步辇。
陛下，在这宫中，
东宫路途过于遥远，平津朕不。
大哥，
没几步路了，我想走一走，你们先退下吧。
是。大哥。 大哥，你可算是来了。我虽然也算是在宫里跑大的，可东宫那一片分宫好几年了，我也没怎么去过。这到底该朝哪边走啊？
你迷了方向，找人带你就是。跳上去做什么？这里可是功成尽地理之森也。你以为自己是什么人，可以无缘无故飞檐走壁？
大哥，你别生气。
Embarrassing, man.
我就一时没想太多。
我知道你不管拘束，我也不想太过拘束你。 可是平津，这里是金陵城，是讲规矩的地方。
Tell him, please.
我们长林府被多少双眼睛一直盯着。陛下再宠爱，你也要记住这点。
是。
跟我走吧。
启禀皇后娘娘、太子殿下，长林世子携二公子在殿外求见。
快请他进来。
是。
陛下提前传了话，太子殿下专门等着。这长林二公子这么慢悠悠的过来，
Bitch, shut up.
可也够大的。
That boy could give two shits about what you're saying. He just wants to see his friend. Yep, that's all it is. He just wants to see his friend.
平津，飞一个，
飞一个，
原石，
平津，
原石。
Let me guess, he has to greet him properly and shit. Oh god.
微臣萧平章，参见皇后娘娘，参见太子殿下。
This is the kind of bullshit that they just need to cut out. Like, he's a kid and he can't enjoy being a kid. There's this, even though, this is the thing, right? That I've never really agreed with. Not that I didn't understand, but I never agreed with how what do you call it? How monarchies and, you know, it comes down to imperialism and stuff like that. Like I never really agreed with it in those certain terms in terms of there's always this barrier when it comes down to the hierarchy. It's kind of like in today's society where you have, you know, this invisible wall or this invisible glass ceiling, right? That you know that's there. You know that it's there. You can't see it, but you know it. You know it exists, right? It's like there's this invisible wall that separates these people from these people, from these people, from these people, right? And it's kind of like, say for instance, you have a relationship with someone who's like I've literally been in this very situation before. Not, you know, prince and kings and whatever, but I've been in a situation where this person who was like a mentor to me, right? Basically a mentor to me, rich dude, you know what I'm saying? Millionaire person that was mentoring me and stuff like that. And he had a son that whenever I went by the house, me and the son would just kick it. You know what I'm saying? Me and the son would just kick it. And there's always this, like the dad, the one that's my mentor, would never had a problem with me interacting with his son. He's a white dude, right? He's a white dude. Never had a problem with me interacting with his son, but the mother always had a problem. She always put up this barrier between me and the son, because whenever the son saw me, whenever I went to the house, whenever he saw me, he would always, like, you know, jump for joy. Oh, he's here, he's here. You get what I'm saying? And it was always our woman. That's one of the things about me, that I'm always good with kids because I'm always around kids. Like, literally, you know what I'm saying? I've been, you know what I'm saying, around kids my entire life. I know how to raise them. I know how to do everything. So I have no doubt in my mind that I would make a good father. I don't have any kids of my own, but I have no doubt that I would make a good father because I've been around kids, been with kids, you know what I'm saying, literally my entire life, just watching my nieces and nephews grow up, taking care of them, babysitting them. I know there's a different level when it comes on to being a father, but at the very least, I know how to take care of a kid. In terms of all the other stuff is monetary, like everything else is monetary, but when it comes on to, like, you know, at home, you know, knowing what a kid needs and all of this other stuff, I'm talking about from an infant to teenagers. You get what I'm saying? I have that kind of bond when it comes on to kids because it's something that I actually love to do as well. So, you know, going back to the example, there's always that barrier, that invisible wall that people will try to put up. It's kind of like in this situation where the mom is like, no, you need to understand that you're the crown prince and they are the other people. You get what I'm saying? And you know, I wasn't doing as well because that time, as I said, I was being mentored at the time. Still a guy that I talk to till this day, but at the same time, it's like at that time I was just really starting to understand, you know, who I was and what I can accomplish. So it was kind of like I was like a newbie, but the son, you know, my mentor saw how I interacted with his son and he was cool with it. He never had a problem with the fact, because I was never a bad influence on his kids, so there was no need to put a partition there between me and his son. But the mom, anytime the mom was there and she would see her son, like, you know, because sometimes I will have him like sitting on my lap and you know, talking to the dad and stuff like that, because me and the son was cool like that. It was a kid, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not gonna go as far to say, because I don't think she was racist. Like, I'm not gonna go as far to say that it's because of that, like I was black. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't come out like she would like see him sitting on my lap and like just call him. You get what I'm saying? Like she'll just come in, like she'll come in from wherever she's coming in from, and she'll see us and she will just call him. You get what I'm saying? I always felt some sort of way about it, but I never really brought it up because it wasn't that big a deal for me. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't that big a deal. It's just that I'm seeing this now and I'm on, you know what I'm saying? Although I understand why the mom is doing this, it's also very dumb, in my opinion. I understand that there's a certain level of respect that has to be attained. You get what I'm saying? I understand that in the context of the show, that even Ping Chang here, like he looking at him like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like I think when Ping Chang left, he wasn't the crown prince yet, or maybe he was, but he just moved to the Eastern Palace. So it's kind of like there's a certain level of respect that you gotta show first. But he's just happy to see his friend. He's a child. This is not a, you know what I'm saying? I think that even when the crown prince grows up a little bit more, like when he gets to like his teenage years, he's if Ping Ching comes in there and like bows, it's gonna be like, what are you doing, bro? We bros. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's gonna get to a point where, you know what I'm saying, because this is years later. I'm telling you that it might become that, or he might, you know what I'm saying, if, you know, I'm not saying that there's going to be a fallout or something like that, because this day the relationship between me and the son is different. It's the same, but it's different. You get what I'm saying? Like he understood why that was happening. I've had conversations with him about it, because at the time he was probably about, you know, 9-10 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like he was still growing up. You get what I'm saying? Not really a big kid, you know what I'm saying? Because he was completely spoiled. So it was not really a big kid, you know what I'm saying? Even though at 8, you know what I'm saying, 8-9 years old, he was still like, was able to like sit on my lap, which is, you know what I'm saying, still in certain contexts, you might say he's too big to be sitting on somebody's lap, but that's how he knew me. You get what I'm saying? That's how he knew me. And I didn't mind it. You know what I'm saying? My nephews, I've had nephews, they 8, 9, and 10, they come plop their big ass self on me. It's not a problem. Kids are going to be kids. And if that's how they know you and understand you, you get what I'm saying? They're going to do the things that they're used to. You have kids that, you know what I'm saying, they 7, 8 years old, they still want to be lifted up in the air. You get what I'm saying? So they want to kind of maintain that a lot of times. So it's kind of like when it comes on to this situation, it's just like, yes, there's a modicum of respect that needs to be there, but at the same time it's like, why can't we just kick it? So it's kind of like putting up that barrier just because of status. I think I've never really agreed with when it comes on to whether it's the rich and famous or just monarchies and stuff like that in general. I just never understood. I understood it. I just didn't see the need for it. You know what I'm saying? He's probably going to apologize.
舍弟久违进宫觐见，一时欢喜，形容事宜，望娘娘见谅。
平京参见皇后娘娘，参见太子殿下。
And the thing about it too, when a kid sees something like this, you don't understand that could turn him into something. It could actually influence the kid to be something different than their natural nature of how they want to grow up. They could completely turn on you because they, you know, a kid doesn't know when they're abusing their power. If you show to a kid that somebody is lower than them, it's kind of like, you know, racist parents teaching their kids that, you know, that particular person of a different skin color is inferior to them. They're gonna eat that shit up and think that they are superior because kids, they're like sponges. So this could influence the kid to maybe even start treating Pinjing differently. It could.
真是不好意思，忘了今天是平章复诊的日子，让妹妹白跑一趟了。不过也好，我们姐妹2个喝茶吃点心，聊聊天也不错，你觉得呢？
姐姐，我能看一眼你的装盒吗？
装盒？当然可以啊。
Oh, it's a cosmetic box.
姐姐这一套装盒好生精致啊。
Is that her like her
不知道是在
makeup
哪里打造的。
box?
这个我也不太懂，是当年出嫁时皇后娘娘赏赐添装的。妹妹若是喜欢，改天我问问内廷司，让他们给你打一套。
不用麻烦姐姐了，我素日也不大理妆，只是我们药房有位大娘，最是喜欢各色花样子。这盒子上的纹样，我竟从没有见过相似的。姐姐若是不介意。 可否让我借个小的回去让她描一描，明日便可送还。
那有什么？这是件小事，这要不是御赐之物，我就送给妹妹了。
姐姐太客气了，多谢姐姐。
走吧。
起来吧。
谢娘娘。
Even though she knows that he's kind of sick, she's still letting him bow. It's the bullshit of it all.
一时忘形也是有的。 本宫不会放在心上。
You better not.
虽然娘娘宽容，但太子殿下是储君，礼不可废。嫔静，还不请娘娘见谅。
For what?
不必这般拘泥。以前
She says she's cool with it, so why should I apologize?
世子非要二公子认真赔礼，传到陛下耳中，只怕又得说本宫小气了。
母后，孩儿可以和平心哥哥出去玩一会儿吗？
你已经不是小孩子了，怎么还时时想着玩耍？忘了太傅怎么说的了？
可是
He's 10.
说今天可以歇一日。
Don't get me wrong. When I was 10, I was in high school, but still,
原氏不过才10岁
I was still very playful.
不能总关在屋里做功课吧？再说先帝也说过，咱们萧氏儿郎那是要能文能武的。
二公子搬出先帝来，本宫还能说什么呢？
Hold on, what did he just say, bro? I missed that. What did he just say? All right, let's go back a little bit.
忘了太傅怎么说的了？
可是，太傅说今天可以歇一日。
娘娘，原氏不过才10岁，透透气也好，不能总关在屋里做功课吧？再说先帝也说过，咱们萧氏儿郎那是要能文能武的。
Oh, he's saying that the previous emperor said that they need to be versed in both knowledge and martial arts. So it's like, why is it that he can't say anything about the previous emperor? I don't understand. What's the big deal?
二公子搬出先帝来，本宫还能说什么呢？太子想去便去吧，记得不要出前院便是。
What's the big deal if he why can't he talk about the previous emperor?
臣今日身体不适，下次再陪殿下如何？
Why the empresses are always like bitches in literally all the C dramas, like pretty much all 3 of them that I've seen so far, the empresses or the grand empresses, always bitches, man. They always like you can't trust them. They're like, it's crazy. That hierarchy is crazy, man. And it's like, the thing about, I understand where Pingjang, whatever his name is coming from. I do understand where he's coming from. The heir apparent. Like I know where he's coming from. He tiptoes the line and walk on eggshells because, you know what I'm saying, it's about the etiquette, you know what I'm saying? But also the thing about it is that Pingjing being so carefree, you know, and because he hasn't been there in a while, he doesn't really understand the etiquette and stuff like that. And I get it. It's a sign of respect and it needs to be shown. But in certain situations, they gotta let that shit go, is what I'm trying to say. They gotta let that shit go. Like, you can't, you know, cut everybody's head off that doesn't bow. Like, it's over the top and stupid because, you know, and the thing about it is that status, man, status put this weird thing into people's head that they're above other people. And it's just like, we're still human beings. Don't mean, you get what I'm saying? It's kind of like you having the respect, you know, on the job of your boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? To say hello whenever you see them in the workplace and stuff like that. And that's fine. But if you're going to create a barrier between yourself being the boss and your employees, that is a problem, and it's a recipe for disaster. You should have, I think every boss, and I know this doesn't happen everywhere, I think every boss should have a open door policy where any employee can approach them at any time. This thing is, I'm not saying that they should, you know, or every employee is going to come see you every day to come sit down and have a conversation with you. Because every time I say this, people is like, bruh, I have an open door policy. You can talk to me anytime you want. It's kind of like what I do with the channel. Any one of you guys, if you have an issue with what I do or whatever the situation is, a take that I might have on any video, it's an open door policy. You can come talk to me on Discord whenever. We can have a conversation. We can even voice chat if you want to. It's an open door policy. There's no barrier. I'm not creating a barrier between you and the creator that I am and you watching the content that's on the channel. You can always come and say, hey, I disagree with you on this. Can we have a discussion? Fortunately, I've been able to have plenty of discussions over time with people on Discord about something that they disagree with me with. And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? My existence is not to be in agreement with everybody in the world. You can't please everybody. You can't be on every side of things. It's just not what humans are built to do, right? I'm going to believe in something that you don't believe in. I'm going to have a moral point of view that you may not have. And that's fine. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're all existing to be individuals, and that's okay, man. It doesn't have to be, you know, this, that, and whatever. You know, so I just believe that that's the case because bosses that do have open door policies, right, they really don't get a lot of people to come talk to them. You know why? Because most bosses that have open door policies are usually really good bosses. So you don't have a bunch of employees complaining. Now, when an employee has a problem and they have to go through 20 different people to get to you, and you're not the owner of said company, you get what I'm saying? It does create a problem because they don't know who, they can't really, they feel like their problems are not there. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, corporations, I'm saying whoever you have in charge on site should have an open door policy. A person that's approachable, that your employees can go to at any time. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing I do, if somebody's going to approach me with a whole bunch of stuff and whatever is going on, and they're coming with fire in their belly or they're screaming or whatever, the first thing I'm going to tell them to do, I say, whoa, 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 calm down. I'm not the problem here. I'm not the person that provoked you. So let me know what's happening. Speak in a calm voice. We don't need to scream at it. You don't need to scream at me for me to get your point. Okay? So calm down. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think when you put up barriers in these areas, it does create a strain that doesn't need to exist, and it could go positively, it can go negatively. It's you know what I'm saying. But I do believe that in most cases, when you do have a supervisor or a boss that has an open door policy, things tend to work out a little bit better in those work environments. That's all I'm trying to say. And in a situation like this, respect needs to be shown, but at the same time, you kind of have to understand she did that because, you know, she probably would have been reprimanded by the emperor, and that's why she, you know what I'm saying, because she was being petty, which she is. So let's get to the next episode. Bruh.
大统领，人犯就是朝你那个方向逃的，你没看见？
并无踪影啊。
Nigga, what?
这里好像是莱阳侯府的后墙啊。
Prince Liang, who's that again? Is that dude that his mom told him to stay out of everything? Why is he even here? What is he looking for? Is he looking for somewhere to hide? He's looking for something? This is so weird. Yeah, it's him.
小侯爷，荀大哥，我已经听下人禀告过了，追捕重犯要紧，整个侯府除了内院，大统领尽管搜查。
多谢小侯爷，他潜入的恐怕就是贵府的内院。
这个，我恐怕要先向母亲禀告一下。
好，
请。母亲。
缘起，
母亲，
太夫人，
荀大统领，有什么事吗？
I hope she didn't hide him.
-莱阳太夫人，
would he hide in there? It made no sense. I think this bitch wants to kill the Emperor. I think that's what it is. I think that's what the pin in the doll is, so if they find that, they could arrest her.
里面都是些老生的贴身衣物，可以了吗？
惊扰莱阳太夫人。
有劳玄大哥。
I have to say though, I don't like how this was set up because it just didn't make sense. Why did he come in here and started searching? It just, the flow just didn't seem right. He just happens to come in here and started searching for how did he get this information? Was it from Dude? Dude didn't really say much to him, so this just kind of seems weird that he came in here and started searching for evidence or for something that he could hold over their head. It does, the way how he came in here, I don't know how that happened or why that is happening. So I'm a little bit, I don't know how to feel about that.
走。
So now this nigga is gonna be forced to protect this clown.
母亲，母亲怎么了？
没事儿，我想清静一下，你先出去吧。
But why does she want to hurt
孩儿告退。
the Emperor though? What does she have against the Emperor? Something happened, man, and that's why I said that it doesn't really make sense. Because at first I was like, something happened between maybe her family and these people, and that's why she's telling her son that I'd rather just stay out of things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the Emperor, but it's somebody in the royal family for sure that she doesn't like or wants to kill.
你不用这么生气吧？原是一个才
I
满
don't
10
know
岁的
who the
小孩子，
memorial was to because they
皇后娘
didn't
娘
show
管
it
教
on
得
the
实在太
screen.
严厉了。
听着，你给我记住2点：第一，太子殿下已经正式册封东宫，他的名讳不可随意称呼；第二，皇后娘娘管教太子，唯有陛下和太子3师可以扶正。你是什么身份？可以当面指摘。
大哥，1、2句话而已，真的需要想这么多吗？怪不得老阁主说过，身在金陵朝局中的人，全都活得太累了。
They have such a tired life. They gotta always be thinking. It's like, I'm disappointed.
上来。
以巫蛊之术诅咒皇帝陛下。
Ah, she's been cursing him.
你这罪名好像比我还重啊。
But why though?
你想要干什么？
我就是路过躲躲，不想干什么。
徐大哥，边请。是不是段同舟？
是啊，我跟他过了几招，但是没有围住。
他怎么跑这儿来了？
怎么样？
大统领，都搜查过了，没有发现。
荀大哥，能找着他1次踪迹，肯定能找着第2次。只要段同舟还在京城，他肯定逃不掉的。
搜捕你的人已经都离开了，你还是赶快走吧。
Do you really think he's just gonna leave?
不管太夫人信不信，你这点秘密，我也不是今天才知道的。
Oh, he knew about it before? That's why he was searching. But how do Who told you?
但说句实话，躲在这屋里悄悄扎几针，真的能解得了太夫人寡居多年的心头之恨吗？
Okay, so he knew about it before. That's why he was searching for it. Okay. But who told you, my guy? And what the hell happened? It must have something to do with her husband. I'm just I'm just guessing.
段同舟留下的。这幽冥鬼火还真是名不虚传。徐大哥，你怎么了？
哦，没什么，只是刚才交手的时候没有注意到，这个段同舟居然如此高强。
给父王请过安了。
She does remind me a little bit of Banro, though.
最后一副药得睡前喝。我去给你拿药。
别着急。命里有时终须有。 我们都还年轻，父王半个字都没有催过我们，你又何必那么心急呢
I think she wants a. She wants a kid. Is she?
我都嫁给你7年了。
才7年。
They can't have kids.
我还要你嫁给我一辈子呢。
I guess that's what she was praying for, to have children.
小雪。 我们从小一起长大的，我不仅是你的夫君，也是你的屏障哥哥。对我来说，能够娶到你，就已经很幸福了。至于其他的，若有，那是锦上添花；若没有，也不必太过在意。
我就是想锦上添花，想给你生个孩子。
I completely understand that. You know, it's just so unfortunate that that's not the thing today. Like single parenthood, which is almost never great.
哎，林夕
You know what I'm saying?
这还是你第一次主动叫我过来呢，是不是我最近一直忙其他事没有登门，你有些想我了？哎，想我就想我嘛，没关系的，我一直都挺招人想的。 哎，林夕，我告诉你啊，我们琅琊阁虽然不怎么讲究，可长林府是有家规的。大半夜的我们这么聊天，不合适吧？这盒子怎么这么眼熟啊？
这是你大嫂的。
你大半夜叫我过来，就给我看我大嫂的脂粉盒啊？
你再仔细看看，
夹层藏的这是什么东西啊？
我怀疑这是东海朱胶。
什么是东海朱胶？
What does she suspect?
飞展，你悄无声息的吓了叔父一跳啊！ 你最近不是很忙吗？怎么有时间过来了？
Cause nigga, the man left the shit. Sit your ass down. We need to talk. Cause I know the nigga was in your house.
我最近之所以很忙，忙的都是陛下交托搜捕逃犯之事。今日接到巡防营来报，发现了段同舟的踪迹。我跟他交了一下手。
你跟他交手了？那人抓到了吗？
你的意思是说，我大嫂结婚这么多年没有孩子，就是因为这个东西？
东海珠胶药性极寒，放置不动亦可散发尽燃。如果世子妃常用这个粉盒的话，很有可能会引发出我们现在所看到的后果。此药极为难得，我也只在数年前才见过一次。
Hold on. Who did she say give it to her again? Was it the Empress? I think she said it was the Empress that gave it to her, right?
片凝胶究竟是不是东海珠胶，我尚不能确认。这就是我为什么没有直接告诉你大嫂，而把你先请过来的原因。
So they're gonna test it.
我明白了，孩子一直是大嫂心里的一个结。你若是判断错了，我这么急着告诉他和大哥，也不过是平添他们两个的烦恼罢了。
二公子能想到这一点，也算很体贴了。
那你要怎么才能确认？
既然他已经在我手上了，测试比对一下毒性就行了。
需要多久？
最近药房不忙，2、3天就可以了。
能够从你的手下脱身
I think she said. Who did she say gave it to her again?
的确不凡呐。
段同舟的武功的确邪性的很，与我交手的时候留下了
They've
一个
been
掌印，
poisoning this lady for 7 years. Jesus Christ, man.
却不似肉身，就像烧红的铁掌烙下的一般。这手功夫，即便是在茫茫的江湖间，也不可能有第二个人做到。更何况，在这京城之中，叔父是否能告诉我，到底是怎么回事？
李谢，如果这个东西真的就是，那我大嫂还能调理回来吗？
世子妃是习武之人，身体康健，应该还可以想别的办法。
可究竟是谁会做这样的事？他所图的又是什么呢？
叔父是一个文官，对于武学知识是一窍不通啊。在你说之前，我甚至都不知道这儿有一个手印，更认不出这是什么，幽冥鬼火。莫不是你想说，这个段同舟曾经潜入过我的府上？
叔父，此时夜深，四下无人，是否可以直言相告？
Yeah, nigga, tell me the
看来
truth.
你到我这里来，早已在心里给我定了罪了。
我只相信自己的眼睛。
I mean, why would a nigga come here and just leave his fingers on your desk?
若是说我与宋福的案子有牵扯，那么他本人为什么不来指认我呢？
也许你确实没有跟他合谋过，也许这个段同舟在京城仰仗的也不止宋福一人，也许这位幽冥长跑到齐州与季琛联络，只是打着宋福的旗号，而背后却另有其人。
你怀疑是叔父我？
叔父，我刚刚说过了，我只相信自己的眼睛。
就算是段同舟曾经来过我的府上，难道这也是罪证吗？
是否是罪证，不是我能判断的。难道叔父想让我向陛下如实禀明，等待圣裁吗？
飞展，飞展，你自幼父母双亡，叔父可曾有一日薄待过你？从小你的饥寒冷暖，样样是你婶婶操心照顾你呀。你7岁突然想要学武，是叔父亲自跑到蒙府替你拜师的。够了
Stop the lies, man. Stop trying to guilt trip me right
知道
now.
非常想听到的，不是这些。
大人没事吧？没事，都到院子外面去，不许进来。是，大人。
I'm not a guard. I'd be like, nigga, why you mad at me? I'm just worried about you. I'm saying, why are you screaming at me, bruh?
叔父，恕侄儿冒犯，侄儿只是想不通。内院有皇后娘娘，太子殿下已册立东宫，在朝堂上，叔父位极人臣，内阁领衔，这攻城的5万禁军也全都交在我的手上。这一笔一笔算下来，陛下对我巡视一族，可谓荣宠之极。可叔父你，为什么还要做这样的事？
你说的那些，叔父从来没有做过。可你说的那些想法，我不否认。
为什么？叔父，侄儿想不明白。
你常年在天子身侧，难道你没有看到吗？这些年，陛下一直在闭着眼睛，从来没有替太子的将来打算呐。
啊？
叔父绝不是危言耸听。长林王府眼下的声势，你心里也是明白的。先帝的恩情犹在，陛下和长林王兄弟情深，他们可以这样相处。太子将来能吗？如果不加以制衡，未雨绸缪，难保日后不会血雨腥风啊！
不，我不相信老王爷是这样的人，平章也绝对不是。
你的这种想法太可笑，太稚嫩了，飞展。难道我们大梁江山天子的皇位都要仰赖长林王府的品行不成？他们若为人正，江山则安稳；他们一旦有一念之差，就会风雨飘摇。
Yeah, but you can't operate on if. And the thing about it is the same shit that CAU did. It's the same shit. Y'all trying to come in and trying to, was it CAU? What am I talking about? You can't just arbitrary just decide, oh, I'm going to make all of these plans for the betterment of the country. It's not CAU. It's, I can't remember his name right now, but from Joy of Life, the dude that was like, oh, they're doing all of this for the dynasty to be better, it's for the country. So I'm gonna conspire with the enemy to make this possible, right? It's such a dumb thing for people to do. It's kind of like, you know what? I'm going to go over here and tell the other company, you know, what we do over here so our company can be better. Like, you're going to sell out your company, tell them all about the intellectual property, all the things that we're working on. That's the competition. just because you have somebody that you may consider a incompetent leader, or the person who might inherit the company, you might consider them incompetent, it does not give you the right to arbitrarily just betray your country expecting a good result. It's such a dumb way to go about things, man. And it's the same shit here. They're doing this to protect the dynasty, to protect the empire, right? Because they're like, oh, you know, if it ends up that is somebody from the Channeling family ends up being like the emperor, or they don't end up respecting the crown prince, you know, when he becomes emperor, gets old enough, or they're in charge until like they're like the interim until he's old enough to rule. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're worried about. It's like, can you really be at ease knowing these things? And it's just like, bruh, it's really not your problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest about it. It's really not their problem. They're just taking up all of this responsibility upon themselves to save the empire that doesn't need any freaking changing. Everybody just trying to live in peace, right? But y'all's like, you know. And the thing about it is that I just don't understand. Like, even this guy is here and he's saying, yo, heir apparent is not that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Ping Jang is not, he's not that type of dude. Like, let's just have faith and move forward. If the problem arises, then we'll deal with it. But you can't just preemptively put a plan in place that endangers so many people. They literally tried to kill him. He survived. Bruh. It's episode 7 and I'm already going off. This is... Come on, man. Y'all need to stop this.
按照叔父的意思是
Yeah, based on what?
就是为了你一点点的诛心之言，就能使出如此的手段吗？
Exactly.
非但倒要问问叔父，难道死在北境前线的不是我大连的将士？敌军的铁
A
蹄
bunch
一旦
of
南
people
下，
died
建
because
堂
y'all just
不是我大连的国土吗？
freaking ridiculous, stupid, like sacrificed a bunch of people. This is aunt.
听下人说，书房动静不对，人也都撵了出来。这到底是怎么了？你们叔侄一向和睦，为何要起争执？
Your husband is a traitor to the kingdom. Off with his head.
飞展，你已是朝廷的重臣，心中自有主张，我当然不能勉强。我只是希望大统领不要忘记了，荀氏一族100余号人，都是你的血肉宗亲呢。
That is some bullshit, bro. That is some bullshit. Straight up guilt tripping the hell out of this dude so he don't report your ass. You broke his heart.
大哥，大哥。
He did tell him.
这些年，小雪为了一个孩子，流了多少眼泪，吃了多少苦药。
大哥，你先别生气，林夕就是尚未最后确认，所以才一直没告诉大嫂的。
平姐，麻烦你去请林夕姑娘立即来一趟。
让她来做什么？
林姑娘为了不惊扰到你大嫂，都是暗中探查，恐怕不能面面俱到。
你是想再请她来仔细搜查一遍？
是的，正好今日大嫂去了青莲寺，不会惊扰到她。
我这就去。
快去。
见过大统领。
魏大人，这个东西上面有种奇特的香气，不像是外造的。我总觉得有些熟悉，又不记得在哪儿闻到过。魏大人在内廷司掌管各类香料，听说什么都瞒不过你的鼻子。你知道这到底是什么吗？
大统领，这上面沾了内廷专为白神祭坛特别调制的灯油，外造的绝不可能跟这个一样。
怪不得我有印象。请问魏大人，除了内院之外，这批灯油还在什么地方用过？
回大统领的话，整批灯油共置120斤。除了长林的世子妃在西山青莲寺许愿用了些，其余的全部送到了濮阳上师的乾天院，专供白神祭坛。
濮阳，
知道了。有劳魏大人，魏大人慢走。
下官告退。
濮阳。So，
青莲寺。乾天院。
大统领，您难得有2天休沐，怎么又要出门？
我怕我晚些时候才能回来。日间禁军要有什么事，但凡不太要紧的，就由你代为处理。
是。
世子可以放心了，其他地方没有问题。
这么说，只有这个粉盒。
东海珠胶是极为难得之物，单这分量足以达到目的，不在其他地方画蛇添足也是情理之中的。
有劳林姑娘。
世子不必客气。世子请留步。
那我就让平京带我来送你吧。
啊，是。
I don't remember who she said give it to him. Gave it to her. I think it was.
东西是皇后赐下的。
Yeah, was the Empress.
但中
That's
间
what I
经
was
手
thinking.
传递的人太杂了些。
So they don't know if it came directly from her or, you know what I mean? So it still could be anybody, but I think the Empress had something to do with it because they don't want him to have any ears. Because he's like, you know what I'm saying? They don't want him to have any ear because they're trying to protect the legacy, you know what I'm saying?
"你们在这守着。
是。
主持， 这些就是长林世子妃到贵寺请愿所供奉的长明盏吗？
是。老衲也知道，陛下亲旨御赐的灯油，须得小心使用。为保灯火长明，特安排座下弟子轮值守卫，这殿里就没有断过人。
主持，还要劳烦主持召集寺中所有的人，帮我查问一下，看看是否有人见过这个人。
是。
哎，请问主持，一般人等到贵寺进香，许的都是什么愿呢？
南海慈航，善男信女驾前所求，无外乎子嗣兴旺，家宅安康。
多谢主持。
Alright, here you go, guys. What's going on? As I suspected, man, that it goes a lot deeper. The conspiracy that is going on, it goes a lot deeper than beyond what, you know, what happened or what was revealed in the last, 2 episodes before these. It's one of those things when it comes on to watching series like this that you pay attention to a lot of things because, you know what I'm saying, it's not really like a particular storyline. It's more of like all these things are interconnected, and as you see it unfold, it's just surprising. And just the way how people act and how grounded it is when it comes on to how people are and what people will do, the extent that people will go to get their goal, their ridiculous goal to come true. Put things in motion, manipulate situations just so that they can have, their idea of what it is supposed to be come to fruition. It's so weird to me when I watch stuff like this and it plays out like this, because there's always some truth when it comes on to writing. Writing is not always, entirely fictional. Like a lot of it stems from a lot of truth. Maybe something that the writer themselves went through in their personal life. You know what I'm saying? That they write into their story that they're creating. You know what I mean? There's always something that that the writer has to draw from. A personal experience, could be a friend's experience, a family member's experience. It's always kind of interconnected like that when it comes on to the writer's point of view and what they're trying to portray in the story, right? So when you watch this and you're like, yes, they are people that do stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? People's, stealing people's intellectual property and all this other stuff before it even drops and stuff like that, corporate espionage, it happens in the world. So when you watch a show like this and you see these people who they are willing to in some ways work with the enemy to get their point across, right? And I'm looking at this from the point of view of them saying they're trying to protect the crown prince, of where this is going to go, because the emperor doesn't see it, because they're like, oh, Shanling, they just gonna rise up, you know what I'm saying? Suppose they don't like us and just decide to kill us all. Like it's so ridiculous, the extent that they would go to think that, oh, it's not gonna be, this balance that they're trying to create. So you think that you're going to go behind the current administration to create conflict, sacrificing a bunch of soldiers, and the main one you wanted to kill didn't even die, So now you're scuttlebutting around trying to figure shit out. You get what I'm trying to say? There's still a huge conspiracy going on, and I think it starts from the Empress. I think the Empress is the one that's pushing this agenda. I think that's why these guys are just moving so easily, like they don't fear nothing, because I think the Empress is the one that's really pushing this thing. I think she's doing a lot behind this thing. I think she's the mastermind behind this whole plan to make sure that her son becomes emperor, and making sure that, you know, I think what is it, Xianling? I can't remember, right? That they don't get any kind of, they don't get too much power because they can't trust their house. And also with, you know, Pingjin coming in there and mentioning the former emperor as well, that kind of rubbed them the wrong way in a certain way. And, you know, I like how the older brother is kind of trying to coach him to let him know, listen, there's certain things you just don't say. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you got to understand, that there's a lot of eyes on us. People don't really trust us that much. You know what I'm saying? Especially because of things that happened in the past. You know what I mean? People don't really trust our family that much. You get what I'm saying? So you got to be careful, because, you know, a lot of people have eyes on our family in this palace, in the capital. So you got to be careful. So I like that about him. As I said, you know what I'm saying, the hopes of the emperor is that he will be like, you know, like an interim emperor until, you know, the crown prince is of age to take over. I think that's where they're kind of like, you know, saying that, you know, Pingjin is just not, you know what I'm saying, he's just not that guy. You know, he wants to remain carefree. They don't want to ruin that for him. You know, but the thing about it with Pingjin, he doesn't want, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't really want the responsibility. He has it. He was chosen to be the heir, so he has to really take that into consideration and do his duties. He almost died. It makes it honestly, it makes him a lot more legit now, because he survived that battle, and now they're trying to find out where this conspiracy is coming from, like what is really going on. The situation that's happening with his wife as well is really a sad situation, to know that, you know, she's been praying, crying this entire time because she can't give him a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I was saying during the episode, nowadays you don't really have modern women who really wants to give men children. Like, if anything, they just want your seed. They don't give a damn about the kid growing up without a father. They just want your seed. And that's why a lot of women today, that you have single motherhood is so out of control. You get what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they will say, oh, it's not our fault. We're not the reason why this is happening. Well, you did choose to open your legs, ma'am, and then you chose again to have the child. So tell me, right? Tell me, how is this not your 100% responsibility, right? Meanwhile, you have those women, you also have the women on the other side of the spectrum that do want to have kids and can't have none, right? I've known people who are in this situation, man, where they're being poisoned by other jealous people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Them give them some sort of tea, or what do you want to believe in, black magic or not? People just do stuff to people out of jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Or in the grander scheme of things, inside of the context of the show, she just doesn't want this couple to have a heir, because it is possible that, you know what I'm saying, basically trying to kill out this man's bloodline. It's just, and I keep saying, like, why these empresses, like, I've yet to to find during one of these shows, like an empress or a grand princess or an empress, right? That's just good. It's like, why are all these empresses such bitches, bro? You get what I'm saying? Why always like the top empress, grand empresses, whatever you want to call them, the one from Joy of Life, she was a bitch too, right? She was a bitch too. God, man. And don't get me started on the ones from Nirvana in Fire. Don't get me started, because the only one out, I mean, there was a couple of the grand princesses, like the consorts. Consort Yu was a bitch. She just didn't know when to give up. Prince Yu's mom, she just didn't know when to call it quits. You know what I'm saying? Even when she was defeated, she was still like just gung-ho on crazy lady in the show, right? They're just portrayed in the most, they just always play these very unlikable characters in the show. And off bat, the first time I saw this one on screen, I was like, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? Here we go again with another one that's just not going to be very nice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The Emperor needs to keep it in his pants, man. He just be fucking all these bitches and them giving him sons and shit, and he it's just crazy. But anyways, great episodes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Leave a like, leave a comment. This is getting crazy. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. See you guys next time. Peace.